This is my light tracking for worksheet 5. Here I have my circuit. I have the 2 photoresistors taped on to the stepper motor. And then I have that all wired up with my button. And here I have my code. I set all the pins. I defined it for smaller memory. And then I calculated the steps in line with that. Then I set my threshold for 50, which means if the reading between the 2 photoresistors is within 50, then that's what the centered value would read. And then tracking time is 10,000, as in 10,000 milliseconds. And then I set my stepper for 8, 9, 10, and 11. And then I sent some variables, and then booleans for toggling. I set the speed as 5 so that it doesn't stall. And the stepper, I initialize it by making it go to the home position, which is halfway between the range of 120 degrees. When I press the button, it reads the button pin. If I press the button, meaning low, and the last state would be high, then there's a debounce, and then it starts tracking. If button pressed and is tracking, start tracking, which is a function down here that starts the millisecond timer, sets is tracking to true, which up here, if is tracking, track light, which is a function down here where it reads the left and right photoresistor pins, sets the target step as the current step position, and then it reads if the left value is greater than the right value, it moves to the left, or it moves to the right. It's like reversed from my point of view to the motors. So if the light's to the right, then it will rotate clockwise. And then I have it printing light to right, and then the readings of the left and right photoresistor. And then opposite for if the light is to the left, I have it display the readings and then rotate left. And then if it's centered, I show the readings and then it doesn't rotate. And then here's the stepper go to function down at the bottom. And then once the millisecond timer runs out, it runs the stop tracking function, which sets tracking to false and then prints tracking finished and returns the stepper to the home position. Now, I've had complications with getting the motor to physically move properly. For some reason, this code makes it malfunction, even though I've had the motor work in a separate code file. So I will show pressing the button and moving the light and showing the serial monitor print out the values to show that it is reading the light properly. So I'm going to press the button and then move the light left and right, like so. And then you can see it's reading the light. So, light to the left, the reading is 300 about and 150 about. And then light centered, the values are within 50, and light to the right, it's 450 to about 220. And then tracking finished after 10 seconds. So it's ready for the next button.